doesn't want to get engaged on by the Pantheon again. Is that there's not a gank there. As though the Morgana's going to poke down a little bit on the Thresh. Draven just trying to get a bit of HP, but this looks like a very much dead Soraka. TF has come in. There's going to be 2 stuns there. No, TF misses his card, but it doesn't matter. The Soraka's going to try and stay alive for as long as possible. She's going to go down to the TF, which allows Orianna to push. But meanwhile, at bot lane, the Caitlyn and the Draven are pulling out huge amounts of damage here. That's a double kill at bot lane onto the Thresh and the Draven, but in comes Pantheon. Now this is dangerous. Pantheon could clean house here if he actually picks up the damage, but that's a great dark bind in there. And the damage from Draven is huge, but here comes the damage from Pantheon there, and the damage will not be enough from the Draven. Can he pick it off? No, the Morgana heal is not strong enough, and it's just delayed, but the Pantheon's going to go down. Great pickup. The ult delay there from Soraka just wasn't quick enough to actually pick up the auto crit there onto the Pantheon. If it would have been a split second earlier, the Draven would have probably lived. But however, it was a triple pickup kill at bot lane with Draven just dying. So that is a great pickup there at bot lane. Never so, even though the Draven was dead. So they are still trying to shut down Soraka hard at top lane. She is 20 CS below the actual Udyr at the moment, so that should be fairly interesting to actually see. Caitlyn just falling off a little bit behind. Oh, and in comes the engage from Pantheon now, but it looks as though the Thresh is going to go down now. Here's the engage. Looks as though Morgana will actually die, but it looks as though the Nocturne's there now. Could they pick up a goal onto the Caitlyn? Looks as though Morgana's going to go down. There's going to be a lot of damage here, but looks as though the Draven's going to go down as well. Caitlyn barely getting away with her life, and the ulti from Draven barely missing there. The line of sight was just too easy for Caitlyn to pick off with her ult. Looks as though the Soraka is now diving top lane. She's on top of the Udyr now. The damage is so strong. Can she pick him off with the bananas and the silence? She does. And there goes down the Udyr. Huge damage there from Soraka. Great way to get back into the game. Picking up 1, 2 and 1. TF just using his ult, get back to mid lane here. Looks as though Udyr has gone Blade of the Ruin King, so he's going for a bit of tanky damage at the moment. Going for a bit of sustain, because he knows that late game, that Blade of the Ruin King does scale exceptionally well into the late game. Pantheon is just waiting around bot. Now this could be dangerous. So the Dark Shield goes off and Thresh is not going to engage onto that. Pantheon's just going to wait around a bot lane, and they can see the TF that's roamed towards the mid lane, walking past the pink there. So there is another pink in there, and it looks as though Draven could have been caught there so easily, but chooses to back away, and the Thresh getting another bit of damage, but Morgana will take at. Is there, and that's huge amounts of damage here coming in from the Udyr. He's going to do so much damage to the Soraka there, and the poke damage is back again from the Soraka. But the heal sustain there is really there from the Udyr. He's going to try coming back in again. Now can he come diving again, gets off the stun. And the Soraka now trying to focus as much damage as she possibly can with that Star Call. And now this could be a dive. But the damage from Udyr is so strong and Soraka is so low. She's got to be careful. But she does have her heal and her ult and her normal heal as well. So that could be very deceptive. But there is not a lot of mana there for Soraka at the moment. She doesn't have that sustain to pull that combo off. So this could be very serious here for the Soraka. Oh, and the damage there from the Draven is huge, and here comes the engage. The Caitlyn, he's dead. 100% picks up there from the Nocturne, huge amounts, but the grip goes on to Morgana, but she's going to walk away from that. That's going to be a dragon there very, very soon. That is the first dragon pickup at 15:43, so that will be up at, I believe it's 21:43 because it is 6 minutes. So that will be 21:43 that will be up. Make sure that they've got timers on that wall, on wards on that dragon. Sorry. It looks as though now they're going to try and push down this mid tower. It probably will go down. TF has not really been in mid lane, so that's a free objective there as well. So they are going to try and push for this secondary tower as well, but they are in a bad position. Pantheon is now coming in. The damage might be huge from the Pantheon here. It looks as though he will actually go down. The shutdown bonus goes onto the Pantheon. That's not very good, but they will run away. The disengage is very, very good from their team. Morgana with a dark binding. Panda's pulling off away, peeling so hard to get out of that. They wanted none of that once the Nocturne is dead. And looks as though, meanwhile, at top lane, the Soraka has taken top tower, and she's just going to back off. Udyr might actually chase here, but there's going to be a lot of damage now coming out from the Udyr. There's a long way to get back to the lane. The damage is pretty huge, no, but she's going to choose to flash that because she knew that she was going to die. Didn't want to get involved in that at all. Pantheon was coming top as well. Flash out as soon as possible. Don't worry about burning that flash. Wants to actually get out, so that's a bit of play there. As though their team is going to try pushing mid. Panda's off an early lead here at the moment with 40. Very, very good, strong early lead here. Looks as though the Soraka might actually pick up a kill if she can actually chase him down, but Udyr is way, way too fast and picks up that tower. So the Udyr will get off a small trinket ward there as well, but this is where the chase is coming in. This is definitely going to be a dead Soraka. Can't sustain that from Pantheon as well, and the damage coming down from Pantheon is huge, and that will be a kill. Pantheon is doing very well early game. He's got his brutalizer now. He's going to be very, very strong in the mid game now because he has got those items, and he will start pushing as well. Orianna is ahead onto that as well, but the damage comes in from the Caitlyn, and the flash is just not there. But the exhaust comes out onto the Nocturne, but he will pick up the kill. Now the TF ult is going to come in, but this is a 3 versus 2 at bot lane. It looks as though they're going to try and come in for the kills. Morgana might go down here yet, but can Nocturne pick up the kill? To the damage, oh my god, the damage is so strong, and he's going to pick this up. Surely, he must be able to pick this up. Yep, he does. And he's going to run for his life and try and get away from this Pantheon, who will chase him all the way back to the tower. He needs to get out as fast as possible. He doesn't want to chase that jungle route. Don't chase the white rabbit. Coming down, Orianna is running down at bot lane as fast as what she possibly can. Try and get the white rabbit. The white rabbit into the jungle, and the stun is there, is strong, but gets away, and here comes the damage from Orianna. Now the damage is going to be there with a heal from Orianna! Oh my goodness gracious! The damage from Orianna is now huge, but now she could go down. The Caitlyn ult comes in, but she just gets away. Great play there from Kype, pulling out some huge plays from the Orianna onto the Nocturne, keeping him alive there. That was absolutely huge. As though the Soraka might actually go down here at top lane as well. Doesn't have an ult or a heal, so Udyr will quite easily pick that up in a 1 versus 1 because of his sustain. Soraka now trying to cut as much damage as possible though to try and get herself back into this game. It's proving very, very difficult for her at the minute, but it doesn't need to matter. Nocturne is ahead. Draven is very strong at the moment, although he has been caught by the TF. Might go down, but just barely escapes with his life. TF doesn't have his ulti, so he is safe meanwhile. Just going to stack up here from the jungle there. Just though Nocturne does have his feral flat stack at the moment. He will go down. The ward's being cleaned out there by the Draven. Might dive onto this tower though. I don't know whether this Morgana's going to be strong enough to hold this off. Bot lane will go down. Just going to have to leave the tower because the Thresh is there. That's an easy pup tower there for the Caitlyn. Oh, and there's the engage onto the Twisted Fate. Now, he is now invulnerable, but he can get back up. The damage now coming out. The Pantheon is now mid, but there comes the Morgana. The Pantheon has dropped down. Now, huge amounts of plays now from the Orianna. It's absolutely huge, and that's a double kill for Clipe again. Oh my goodness gracious me, he's pulling crazy stuff now at mid lane. 3-0 in mid lane, but really pulling the damage now. And it looks as though that wall will go down. 20 seconds now for a dragon, and that looks as though that will be an easy dragon, considering that Vion is down and he doesn't have his ultimate up. Caitlyn just picking up red buff here. Looks as though they will pick up. That is their secondary dragon. That will be a 27-49, I believe it was. So once again, they're going to have to get those wards out onto that dragon again. They're going to realise when they get to dragon that it's actually gone. Randuin's Omen picked up the Nocturne. That's a lot of damage there coming out from the TF. But now the damage from the wild card is too big for the Draven to hold off his own there. Goes down, not enough damage. The stun was so strong. Just pick it off, and TF walks away there with a kill. Morgana is needed with Raven there as well. Nocturne will pick up the kill onto the Udyr. Great bit of play. This Nocturne is all around the map as well as this Orianna. 6-1 and 3-0. So it's working quite well. Nocturne has to go back. As though SC Pandas have pulled out themselves a nice 7k gold lead now. And at 23 minutes, that is a big advantage. It is theirs to throw now, so they don't want to be doing that. Not want to be chasing this down. They just want to take it out as long as possible. They do have the late game advantage with Nocturne, Soraka and Morgana as well. Especially with this Orianna, and the engage is so big. There comes the damage, and the damage is true, and Morgana might get this fresh. Thresh will go down. Now, who are they going to pick up next? It looks as though the Caitlyn's going to get focused. But now the TF's going to try and do as much damage as what he possibly can. Draven's doing huge amounts of damage now. And the Caitlyn's going to get popped by a crit. And there goes the Draven down, though. But the damage is still super strong. And do they want to choose to engage on this? No, they're going to try and walk away. And that is a 3-for-1 pickup, and that might be a mid tower as well, but the Twisted Fate trying to do something magical and gets pulled out of that, so it's a 4-for-1 exchange there. But meanwhile, Udyr is pushing the back line. They're going to lose their top inhibitor, so they're going to have to pull this back now extremely fast. They want to get this and get back to base as quickly as possible. Draven's up in 5 seconds, and this Udyr is still hitting the tower, but can this Draven pull it back? He's got to go really, really quickly and try and do as much damage as what he possibly can. Now here he goes, him off the tower. Now is the damage going to be strong enough? The slow here from the Draven. Now there's the damage, but the inhibitor goes down. Unfortunately that's a lot of map pressure that they've lost. Trading an inhibitor for an inhibitor. And Udyr has to make sure now that he keeps pressure onto that top lane whilst they're going to go for a Baron. Now, they could do a Baron here. There are wards coming out for the opposite team, and Pandas will try and do their very best. They are 10k gold ahead, and it is a 4 versus 5 for their choice of Baron now. Would be an excellent one. They do not want to watch this still, but there is a ward in the back there as well. Now, can they make it count? Looks as though the Thresh has seen. Pantheon will definitely try and ult in onto this, and here he comes. The damage must be strong, and he picks up with a smite, and the smite is lost from the Pantheon. Oh my god, that's a terrible mistake there. Outsmited by the Pantheon. That was unfortunate there. The Nocturne just not getting his smite off in time. So it looks as though the enemy team will cut Baron from there, but it doesn't make too much of a difference at the moment. Pantheon did die, so it's only on 4 people. So Pandas just need to regroup themselves and try and make sure that they do not lose this game and keep that pressure on at the mid lane right now. They need to keep an eye onto the top, which Draven is doing extremely nicely.
We've had a question in the Solace chat. He's asking, is that a Dragon Baron drop?
That a Dragon Baron, that is definitely a Dragon Baron, that one. That was a Chaos Dunk Dragon Baron, that was a Chaos Dunk! I don't a Dragon Baron! Oh! That was one of those from that Pantheon. That was a huge smite from Pantheon, actually. That probably saved them a lot into this game, actually. That's probably pulled it back just a little bit. It looks as though their team will have a little bit of fun there with that Baron buff. A little bit of safety. In fact, there was only 3 people that got it because Udyr was actually dead at the time as well. So the Baron buff will be active for 5 minutes. I think it's 4 minutes, actually. If anybody can tell me how long the Baron is, he's up for, I think it's either 4 or 5 minutes. 1 or 2 in the Solace chat, please do let me know because I've completely and utterly forgotten. Looks as though they will be looking for this dragon pick up now while Draven quickly farms the bot lane. A dragon time, like how long, the dragon buff, how long it's up for. Not how long when it's down, the timer, I'm talking about how long dragon buff is up.
How long Baron buff lasts for?
Yeah.
Oh. Till Christmas.
Nice. So, that top end though is actually getting caught and they do not want to do this right now. Morgana needs to back away. Oriana's right there, but that is a great Frost Queen's claim. And the Soraka's going to have to go big because she might get grabbed. And that's a great Dark Binding disengage from Morgana once again. Oh, and that could be a lot of damage here onto the Thresh. Trying to push it back off. Grips the Morgana, drops in a box. He actually could go down from this. The Morgana's going to get dropped here. And the damage is so huge, but here comes the Pantheon. Here comes the block now. The damage is not going to be strong enough from this Pantheon. Randowitz, he's going to get popped, and he's going to go down. But guys, you've got to watch your base, because that top lane is pushing so violently that you need to block that off. Those super minions will do loads of damage. The mat pressure there from that Udyr getting that inhibitor was so big. Caitlyn just picking off the quads here. Oh, and it looks as though he has been caught at bot lane here. This looks as though it's going to be TF going down here, but who's it to? It does go to the Soraka for a blue.
4 minutes, Jock. We've had confirmation. Dragon buff lasts for Baron buff lasts for 4 minutes.
4 minutes, right? Okay, so that should be going down very soon then. In fact, it is probably already down. Let's have a quick look now. It should be going down fairly soon. Looks as though there's only about 15 seconds left on the Baron buff. And they'll have to wait for 3 minutes until it's cut. I didn't unfortunately get the timer onto Baron, but it will come up when there's 2 minutes left. We'll be able to see that again. just coming into an early, a middle game lull at the moment where it's all kind of calmed down. Probably the teams are just going to go back to farming, but there is a bit of pushing mid now from SE Pandas. It looks as though they want this turret, but now you have to keep an eye on this Udyr that will push that back turret. They could go for the win if they push it, and Udyr is choosing to back off because his Traven's pushing like an absolute animal here. So as though they have to go off. The Pantheon's in the mid now, but you've got to be careful. The jump from Pantheon does pull it down. The stun is going to come on, but it doesn't land. The damage there is huge, and the Draven pulls out an ulti, and Caitlyn's in the back. She's going to get caught, but the Udyr there is so very strong that Caitlyn's going to go down. Is she going to go down? Come on! Pick it off! And the damage goes down, and the Draven's still alive, and the Nocturne is still picking up monstrous kills onto the backline. Oh my god, that is GG for SC Pandas. That's going to be a brilliant pickup there from their team. Absolutely amazing plays there
well
from
done.
Oriana and Nocturne as well. Absolutely beautiful. Well played, guys.
Just while I
There's the
can,
GG.
I've got the goal difference. There is the Pandas were on 63.6k, and the other team were on 51.3, which is a difference of 12k difference. 12.3 12.3k difference. So
12.3k difference. Huge amounts of these there. That Oriana definitely pulling it out. And is that the quarterfinals now that SC Pandas
they
have
are
got
in the
themselves into?
quarterfinals. Yes, they are going through to the quarterfinals. Well done, guys.
Congratulations, guys.
Awesome, awesome work. Well done. I am going to put some music on while we take 2 minutes, and you guys get ready for your next game.
You wanna get to Diamond 5? How about we duo? Sounds tight. We'll call the bot lane every single time. Let's get that up here all night. So I'll play D and you support me. Then we can share the weight of these handy teams. They don't stand a chance. I'm starting the call, and now it's time to make that next fall. We're getting too strong.